I want you to imagine the following situation. Imagine that your day job was to meet every day this panel of journalists grilling you about questions about someone else's job, this case, your boss, and you had to lie to this journalist every single day, not only about the nature and quality of your boss's job and his performance, but let's say your boss himself, that he's looking a bit frail these days. Now I think that's what Karine Jean-Pierre had to go through for all those years that she was the Speaker of the White House on behalf of Joe Biden. Couldn't have been easy, but she had at least one way to cope with all that, saying repeatedly that she was black, queer, or gay, woman, whatever. That was the way that she dealt with it over and over again. But one thing that I never noticed is that up to the very end is that she's still being asked that question. We could say that after the very end, she is still being asked that question. And whenever she is pushed a bit too far, then she answers just the same. You have to watch this.
When you use the term cheap fakes, was that choice of words in the moment, or was that something that had been prepared ahead of time as a talking point?
It was prepared.
Did you or did anyone ever verify if the videos you were talking about were in fact cheap fakes?
I believe so.
Oh, notice the body language when she reacts. Did you confirm? You were just given the talking points. Again, she basically had to lie. You're going to say this. Hey, can you? No. That's what you're going to say. That must be a stressful job. I don't know if I admire her for that, because I couldn't do it. I couldn't lie so blatantly. Now, notice how she reacts when, did you check if what you said was cheap fakes, fake videos, made up news, misinformation, fake news were actually fake videos?
Or verify if the videos you were talking about were in fact cheap fakes?
I believe so.
I believe so. No, they're not asking. You think that you checked, or you think that the videos were not fakes, or were indeed fakes? That is a very ambiguous answer.
What is a cheap fake? I really don't know.
It was something that we did not coin. It was something that the media coined. They did the work. They did the legwork on.
No, wait a second. Maybe the media said that something was a cheap fake. And what kind of media? The left-leaning media or the right-leaning media? I'm guessing that it was the left-leaning media that you're talking about.
On coming up with that terminology. And so we were just elevating essentially what the media was saying, what the press was saying.
Okay, so you're telling me that if the media says something, you're just going to elevate what the media says. So essentially the White House had no say in that. You're going to just amplify whatever the media said. That's what you're saying? This is, I would be nice as a senator grilling these people.
So do you know what it is?
I mean, it basically is laid out how you defined it with what President Biden was actually doing, and it took away from what he was actually doing or created an illusion of something that just did not exist.
I think that the thing that did not exist was essentially what Joe Biden was, quote unquote, actually doing, because he was actually doing nothing during that. It was all auto pan.
All clips circulated on social media or otherwise showing President Biden being confused or freezing at times, were those all fakes?
I can't speak to everything that was on social media.
I can't speak of everything that was on social media. There are many ways, many better ways to answer that. She could have said, you really want me to address every single instance? Are you saying that? And you are saying, I would like make a second question or answer with a question. Okay, you are implying that all these videos that were out there were fake or not. You're making me answer for them. You're making me responsible for them. She could have said, I was speaking on behalf of what was the work of Joe Biden. I had nothing to do with the fabrication or not of third parties. And that would have been it. And that would be the truth. If you were, for example, a spokesperson for the White House, and somebody asked, this tabloid picture Trump with some tentacles just sprouting out of his back, you would say, well, I'm just check, and the president is that is simply not happening. You wouldn't even address that. You will dismiss the question because the question doesn't have any basis in reality. But the fact that you're considering that there were in fact not cheap fakes, and she knows the thing that the position that she's in is that she's not working for the White House anymore. And she's been confronted about the fact that she said that those were cheap fakes. She could have said, we are a team and there were people checking on those cheap fakes. That her job was to talk to the press. It's that simple. But she gets nervous because she knows that it's her own reputation, her direct reputation, which is on the line. So that's why this is so funny. And that's why she resorts over and over again, oh, you cannot attack me. I am a black, gay, lesbian woman, whatever. The whole enchilada. The whole enchilada.
Sure, but there were instances where videos were circulated of President Biden appearing confused or freezing for a moment that were real, correct?
Notice the blinking, the way that she blinks with that question.
Where videos were circulated of President Biden appearing confused or freezing for a moment that were real, correct?
Not that I recall. What
is she saying?
We were trying to lift up was something that was very, very clear that what they were showing was not actually what was happening.
All right. Again, it's a very bad answer. And this is what she says every time she's confronted. Here she goes. This was posted from Matt Walsh.
I woke up every day as a Black woman who is queer.
And as the first openly queer person to hold the position of press secretary for the President of the United States, I see every day how important visibility and representation are. I am a Black, gay, immigrant woman.
As the first Black, openly queer White House press secretary.
As a Black woman, as a person who's also LGBTQ.
As a Black woman who has walked through the walls of the White House.
That I meant a lot to people because of the communities that I represented. And they felt seen when they saw me at the podium, whether it was women of color, Black women, queer community, LGBTQ community, immigrant, they felt seen.
I am a Black woman, I'm a queer woman, I'm an immigrant.
I'm Black, I'm a Black woman, I'm queer, I'm an immigrant, and I'm Haitian American.
That's it. That's very much all that she is. And she is going to double down on it every time she's asked the same questions. You cannot attack me. You cannot attack me because I am the first Black immigrant, lesbian woman. I'm actually impressed. No, not gonna lie. I'm actually impressed. She ticks so many boxes that she should be the president of the United States right now. Forget about Kamala Harris. She should have been the candidate and she have won. That would have been justice. But let me know what you think about this in the comments. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the Power Pundit. Much love and bliss.